so just so we could get context, how long have you had this brand? And what is it doing right now if you don't mind?
Yeah, for sure. So I've had the brand for now 5 years, been going strong at it, and now it's probably like $3 million a year.
And when did you start this? Like at your living room? How did you start?
I started at my bedroom.
What's the most fulfilling part about your journey right now? Like, what do you enjoy the most?
The most fulfilling, it just brings me like tears of joy. Like seeing my son, tell his little friends, "Oh, my dad has a clothing brand. He got Rick Ross wearing his shorts. He got this. He got Scoop," because they're all basketball fans. And then actually seeing them place orders on my site through their moms and dads and wearing the shorts in school is the best feeling in the world.
Hey, listen, I'm coming. I'm coming right now. Come on in, huh?
Truly honored and blessed to spend and invest time with these guys. But most importantly, spend time and invest time with you too. If you don't know who I am, I'm Rob De La Rosa, the bald-headed Dominican from the Bronx. And all you gotta do to help me, help you, is like, comment, subscribe.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of In the Living Room Podcast, where we learn, laugh, and heal. In this one, you got to chalk it up to social media. One day I'm home, I'm scrolling through my phone, and I'm like, I know this man. Is that? That's no way. That's not Crispy. The guy who I know 10 plus years, who's always had high energy, laser focus on whatever he wants to do, and now has a worldwide clothing brand.
Crazy.
Ladies and gentlemen, Crispy, CEO of Crispy's in the building.
Yeah,
Clap it up for my boy.
I'm excited to be here, Rob.
My
You
man.
made the call, bro. I was here.
Honestly, genuinely, I want to say, like, look, in my life, I've come across people that their stories before they were made, I met them. All right, like we met in network marketing. Again, a place where some people like, it's a place not to be, but genuinely for me, it was a place where I met a whole bunch of great people. And the way I met Crispy was like, who is this guy? Putting in 20 people by a boatload. I was like, yo, you wake up one morning, you like, yo, 30 people joining Saturday.
Bro, he was...
Who is this guy? I got to meet him. And from that day, his energy, his focus, the reason why he does stuff, family man, it's always been a person that I admire his come from. And today we got him in the living room.
Yeah, man, it's a crazy thing that we knew each other for that long, and we reconnected like randomly all through you just seeing randomly popping up on the gram, which is crazy.
And here's the part that really intrigues me, bro. When I met you back then, it was nothing about clothing.
Bro, I never even thought in my wildest dreams that I'd have anything to do with clothing. I was just, me, I was focused on what I was doing. I was at Chase Bank at the time, I think. And then we was doing a whole network marketing thing. But never in my wildest imagination, I thought I would stumble upon clothing.
Okay, so just so we could get context, how long have you had this brand? And what is it doing right now if you don't mind?
Yeah, for sure. So I've had the brand for now 5 years, been going strong at it. And now it's probably like $3 million a year.
And when did you start this? Like at your living room? How did you start?
I started at my bedroom. I was shipping order. Basically how it all started was, as you know, everybody calls me Crispy,
Correct.
right? So when I first got into the clothing brand, I had another brand with an ex-partner of mine called Misery Loves Company. So that was a cool brand because it was more of a luxurious type of vibe and stuff like that. But, we didn't really see eye to eye. So I decided to part ways with that and then start my own thing, which is now Crispy. But let me tell you something. When I first started it, I thought, like, damn, is this really actually going to, work? Like, who's going to buy something called Crispy? Like, I did not even think I was going to be anywhere near what I am today. But I'm like, you know what? I'll never know if I don't go for it. So I started it up.
So there's so much in that. First and foremost, it's the $3 million company.
Yeah.
My boy is outside. You know what I'm saying?
We was outside heavy.
Wow, bro. Like, Did you think you would scale to those numbers when you started this in the living room? I mean, in your bedroom, the living room as well.
My main goal in the beginning was just to make like my first $1,000. Actually, my first couple $100. I thought like, yo, if I can get there, that's gonna be crazy.
There's just so much we can get into, and I'm gonna lock in. So first, parting ways. I think this is a message here that not enough of us speak about it, and I want to know how it was handled, right? Because I believe our demographic, if you don't come from conflict resolution, if you don't have somewhat of a corporate background, understanding that there's like layers to get to a point where you decide it's time to part ways, opposed to, I come from a world there's a lot of documentation. Every conversation I had, I emailed you it, so the emotion's out of there. Bro, I told you the same thing 7 times and I still love you, my nigga. You're just not getting it.
For real.
You get what I'm saying? Opposed to, we said one thing, you feel one way. It's hard when it's friends. So was it a professional fallout? Was it something that kind of went better and not better? Like,
it was actually more of a professional fallout because his vision was more like, he wanted to take the brand into the luxury type of area. When you're doing clothing, you got to have a niche because you can't just sell to everybody. That's what I found out. So I was always into the athletic sports, basketball, football. I wanted to make it more like a Nike type brand. He wanted to make it more like a Dior type brand like that. So it just didn't really click the way I wanted to build it, the way he wanted to build it. So we mutually literally just parted ways, and he kept doing it with Misery Loves Company, and I did Crispy from the ground up.
At that time, did he give you, so the clientele that he built already, or you guys built already, because it was 50-50 partners, did he feel a way when you started reaching out, or did you reach out to that clientele, or it was like you started brand new everything?
Yeah, to be honest with you, like he already created his separate relationships, and I was creating my separate ones with athletes in the very beginning, which he didn't, I was the one that was literally reaching out to them because I knew that it's more than just a brand. I wanted to create relationships and see these players go from in high school to NBA All-Stars. I got a chance to see that from the whole time they were, and now we're actually friends, a lot of us.
Right.
Which is awesome.
Which is sick. And that's super fire. Like, tell me how you get there now. So I want to make my first 100. Right? Is it friends we're calling? A list? Old school.
Oh, yeah.
Write a list of 100 people. Yo, narrative, what you wearing? Like, what was those calls? Yeah. What was that process to get your first couple hundred?
So to get the first, is exactly what that is. I was just going through, I got my new brand. Like, believe it or not, you know this too. A lot of like friends that you thought would support are not going to support you when you first start out, which is crazy. I'm thinking everybody's going to be like, yo, what size are you on? No, they won't want free shit. And I'm like, all right, I'm trying to do a business here and you guys just want handouts. So I'm like, that's cool. I'll give out to some of my friends or whatever. But the first 100, believe it or not, were like friends of friends of friends I didn't even know.
Why is that though, right? Like, why is that? All right, clearly that's always been the formula, right? Like, oh, I got an idea. My friends are gonna love this idea. And it's like, so you thought. And I think that's a big message for those who are starting something and they stop because their feelings get hurt. My best friend who I told this to is who's gonna support me. They're not liking your posts, they're not buying the merch, they're not listening to the pot, they're not doing none of that.
Nah.
You get those first 100, are they repeat customers? Like,
no, they're actually just like one-time customers. They say, yo, because in the very beginning, I was making tank tops. That's how I started out.
Interesting.
Just one single tank top, and I think like one little hoodie is what I started out with.
A tank top and a hoodie for the winter and the summer. Like,
that's what I wanted to do. Like, oh, here's your summer drop, one tank top in 2 colors. And then I did a hoodie for like the fall, the World is Yours hoodie. And that was all I had in the very beginning, which is wild.
And you're still working a job?
At that time, I was still working my T-Mobile job.
T-Mobile full-time?
Yeah, full-time.
So doing this primarily what, weekends, time?
For all night. Like, as soon, even in the job, like, they were like, oh, you're on your phone too much. And I just kept going and DMing people going nuts.
So, okay, you get a first 100 customers, let's just say.
Yeah.
All right? What does that put you in the stance of, like, the business? Like, it's still not necessarily, like, replacing...
Profitable?
Right, it's not a profitable business just yet.
Nowhere near profitable.
How much did you have to invest in that first year?
If I had to calculate all the free shit I gave away and all the, like, stuff that I was making, I would say about $60,000.
In the first year you gave...
Yeah.
Is that business credit? Was that?
To be honest with you, I maxed out all my credit cards at that time. So everything was maxed out. Plus, I just, whatever I made from T-Mobile, I just spent on free stuff and getting the brand out there.
Okay, now this is where I'm very interested, bro, because you're a family man too, right? Like, so we're not financial advisors, right? No. That's what we're not. And if you don't have the drive, the dedication, that gut, that pull to know that this is going to be something, here's where I stand. A lot of us don't come from money.
No.
A lot of us don't really know business. I mean, the education's out there now, but you really got to believe it. Creditors are calling, bro? Are they calling for their money?
Well, yeah. They're calling for me to do loans.
Right, like, leave me alone.
I'm good, yeah.
What's the conversation like at home, though, in this process in year one?
Well, it was pretty rough in that process. Like, while I was doing, because you know me personally, so you know I have my son, and that's my everything. So when I first started a brand, me and, you know, his mom, we weren't together at that time. When we met, we were, but then things went south. So I was starting this, you know, having to be able to support my son and support my, you know, my everyday needs. But there were some times, bro, in the very beginning, I couldn't even get, like, diapers for him. I remember clearly when I went to Babies R Us when it was still open, and I tried to, like, check out with, like, a big box of diapers. I was, like, $3 short, and I'm like, fuck, how am I going to get these $3 just to get diapers? That's how crazy it was.
So what makes you continue, bro? Because here's the question. I have a friend that tells me, you know, I need a therapist, which I believe, and I'm going to get. Mark my words, bro. I promise you I'm going to get a therapist. I'm going to get a therapist. I had one before. I'm going to get one again.
Yeah.
But this is what I also realized, right? I'm so used to being around community, a group of people that we all relate to what we're going through. And because I know you doing it, yo, I'm going to stay strong because Crispy's doing it, and Narrative Story's crazy, and GR, those kind of things. At this moment, since you parted ways, is it just you, or do you have a support system? What's the mental health, like, state of mind at this point, bro?
Well, I mean, at this point, it's like I didn't have any close friends that are doing what I was doing. I didn't have no mentor or anything like that. Like, I literally didn't have any of that. So what kept me basically going was I said to myself, I'm like, listen, when I started this brand, it's my name behind it. Like, my son sees me doing this. Like, I do not want to be failing at this. Like, I have to. I'm too far in this already. I spent all this money in the first year, and I'm still not profitable. But there's, like, a little voice in my head that's like, bro, you got to keep going. Like, if you give up now, then, you know, you already getting up there in age. Like, what are you going to do? So I was like, I got to keep going.
So what's year 2 look like for you, bro? Yeah, that's real. I'm already going up there in age. I got to keep going. This is my name behind it. I felt that.
Yeah, that's
your beard looks great, bro. Salt pepper looks amazing.
Nah, that's what it is. Yeah. now it's getting more with all these numbers. I got to, like,
right.
You know.
So what is year 2 for you like, bro?
So year 2, so the first year I made about $800 total in the whole year with my brand. I got it on the Shopify app. I can show you. The first year was $800. So but I kept going. I kept doing the same thing I did in the very beginning, even though I was not seeing no sales, 0 sales at all. $800 for the whole year. Year 2 was like $2,000 total.
So no. I'm not gonna quit. I'm gonna stay going at it.
Yeah.
Year 2, I make $1,200 more.
Yeah.
Where am I mentally now? Because if I don't got no support, and I'm saying that because if there's one thing I'm grateful for, and sometimes miss the most, it's I could call Frankie, E, and you can't. You still alone.
I can't.
What are you plugging into, bro?
Bro, like everybody around me is telling me, bro, you're just wasting your time. You're losing money. Even like your own family. My mom's like, you're not going anywhere. Like, you go back to, like, working more hours. I'm like, no, that's not the answer. I was like, if I just push a little more, eventually I'm going to see. It's like a bucket. You just keep on pouring water into it. Eventually, all the money you get, you pour it back into the brand. And now all of a sudden it's going to start overflowing. And then you're going to be like, okay, I see the.
But at this time, you did keep your job.
At this time, I was still working.
Okay, so you had that backbone.
I still had that little backbone.
Give me year 3, Crispy. Please tell me something.
It gets a little bit better.
Please, bro. I'm over here sweating myself like, coño, bro, 2,000, bro. I'm a dad. Hold on.
It gets better. So year 3 was like 198,000 or 100,000. 98,000.
Okay, we talking here. Hold on.
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah.
So what happened here?
So, I mean, here's the thing. Like, I literally kept doing the same thing for the past 2 years that I did in the 3 years. I didn't change anything. I just kept doing everything that I've been doing. But what started happening was when one person started like getting the actual shorts, like these NBA players. Let me rewind a little. So I would DM 100 high school top athletes every single day in the first 2 years at T-Mobile.
Small fucking man, because I know you did it. I know you did it.
Literally, like every day I would DM them, yo, I got this clothing brand called Crispy. I got some dope, gear I would love to send you. I mean, half of them, 75% don't even look at it because they get hundreds of DMs already.
Right.
Some of them were like, yo, that's dope, send me some. So I would go to the post office, bro. I would literally have like hundreds of packages every month that I would send out free. I would pay for the shipping myself. I would pay for the production myself. I would never ask for a shout out or nothing back. If they wanted to, they did. If they didn't, they didn't. That's cool. And one time I sent out a package to my guy, Jonathan Kuminga on the Warriors. He was one of the first athletes I ever sent anything out to. And he was like, yo, bro, them shorts are fire. One of my guys wants a pair, who happens to be Desmond Bane, who's my brother to today on the Grizzlies. Crazy how it started. Crazy. I sent something to D Bane. He started posting in his workouts. Jonathan Kuminga posted in his workouts. I see him, sometimes they might not tag me in the beginning. Sometimes they did. But at least I had that for social proof. So people could see, like, yo, like, not anybody is just rocking this stuff. Like, it's actually
key guys are rocking
this stuff. Key players in the industry are rocking it. So that's cool. So people started seeing that. And then, as they started seeing that, I would post it, and I would be posting every day, like, promoting the brand behind the scenes. Like, I'm showing people in the bedroom that I'm packing orders on the floors. Like, I'm showing everybody the journey.
Showing the process for real.
Yeah.
Bro, when he was, this is fire. 3 and 3. So when he responded, so you reached out to him directly.
Yeah.
When he responded, were you like, holy shit? Were you shocked?
Bro, I was crazy. I was going nuts. I was calling Joe. I was calling, right? I mean, Joe, they just hit me back, bro. I'm like, shit. I'm sending this shit out ASAP.
Right.
And then I'll do whatever the fuck it takes to put the boxes together. And bro, I was giving out hoodies. I was giving out about $400 worth of merch every package. Every package. I'm telling you, like, it was crazy. And this was all with Misery Loves Company still. I didn't start the Crispy brand. Well, year 3 I started it. But the first year or 2 years, I was doing the Misery Loves Company.
Wait, bro. So you was working your job, building your brand, and still working with your boy?
Yeah.
Guy's an octopus.
Yeah, no, I was from 9 to 7 every day. I was working T-Mobile on the phone, like, while I was there. Luckily, it was phone place. So I could be on the phone.
Your phone. That's a fact.
And then I got home, bro, and I would go to sleep like 2 a.m. doing the same shit all day long, shipping and like free stuff.
Okay. Now you at 100,000.
Yeah, now I got 100,000.
Is there in this time? So you're still under though, right? Like you make 100,000, you
still way under.
Way under.
Way under.
What do you think you spend year 2?
Year 2,
you make 1,200. We didn't get there. What do you think you invested year 2?
I think I did the math at one time. It was like 75,000.
75,000 for profit of 1,200.
Yeah.
Year 3.
Year 3.
We make 100.
I make 100.
But you spent.
I probably spent year 3 like 130. Double.
Diablo, loco.
140 almost, yeah.
How is he here, y'all?
Yeah.
How is he
probably.
here? Okay, give me year 4.
All right, so then year 4, which was, I believe, last year, that the brand did like 950,000.
We up now.
Yeah, we still not up though.
Oh my God.
We not up. I'm bringing revenue, but I'm still not up. Because I'm doing ads. I'm going crazy.
Okay, so here's okay. Because I understand that it's clothing. So, but your margins, what does it cost you to make?
So the profit margins are, if I did like factored in the ads and everything, they're probably like around 25%.
Okay, it makes more sense.
Which is average.
Right, makes sense. Yeah. So okay, let me ask you a question. So before we get there, so year 3 you finally get, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Warriors. You get some players on there.
I get some other guys on there.
So when year 4 comes in, is it because of these relationships that we get to 900,000, or you're still doing 100 DMs to the high school players now?
I'm still doing DMs till today. Today I'm still DMing. I'm still going crazy today.
Right.
But when in year 3, I came to notice, like I was trying to figure out, is it because of all these relationships with all these athletes that I've created that are helping me with the revenue and the brand building? And then and it's kind of like a 50-50 split. It definitely is a huge part of it.
Okay.
But I think a main part of the increased revenue is that I'm basically like showing face onto the brand. Like I'm going live. Every day I'm updating people. I'm showing them how it is. And that's a big thing.
Right. I think that's big. It's huge because people buy the person.
Yeah.
I mean, people buy the person. So year 4, we're at 900,000.
Year 4, we had 900,000.
What did we invest this year though?
With the 900,000, we probably put in, I would probably say like 500,000.
But we got some money back here.
We got a little bit of money.
We got a little bit of money back. Okay.
We got a little bit of money back.
Do we travel yet? Is there leisure?
No, I didn't do nothing. I didn't do none of that. I didn't do nothing.
I love this fucking guy. I swear to God.
I didn't upgrade my car. I didn't upgrade my life. I didn't do nothing. I was like, I would just, get my son whatever he wants and stuff like that. I'll spoil him because that's my son. For me personally, I didn't get any big purchases yet. I didn't do anything.
Year 4, still the same schedule. Nothing's changed.
Nothing.
No leisure.
Nothing.
Year 5, Crispy, talk to me.
So then year 5 comes, which is the most recent year. And then the brand reached, I think, like 1.9, 2 million.
Fire. Okay. What did we invest year 5?
So year 5, what we invested? I mean, we invested almost, I would probably say 1.2.
Jesus.
Right back into it.
Right back into it. Whatever's
back
coming
into
in.
it.
So I guess my question now is, what's the goal? Are you trying to scale this thing where it's a household name to then sell this bad boy or no?
No. Definitely not going to sell it. I want to pass it on to my son. That's the main goal. So I want to be able to bring in numbers. I want to be able to bring in billions like Nike does. And I know I could do it because the response I've gotten, like, believe it or not, like a lot of these companies like big Adidas and stuff like that, they sponsor multi-million dollars of different athletes. That's what I want to do. Like I want to be able to like sponsor these high school athletes. And I've done a lot of sponsorships this past year. That's a whole nother thing too with upcoming athletes.
So that's what I want to talk about too, because now, which is fire. I get it now. I see that if it comes in, whatever comes in, I'm gonna put it back in because I gotta go bigger next year.
Yeah.
And I'm reaching more people.
Yeah.
So when did you implement these ads? Because that's how I came across you again, right? I'm like, oh shit, I know this guy.
Hell yeah. So I've been doing the ads for like 3 years. I first started, I was only doing like $100, $200 a week because that's all I could afford.
Right.
And as I seen the brand grow, I'm like, I could either just take the revenue and go crazy and splurge, or I could just fucking do more ads. So now I'm at the point where we're spending like $6,000 a day, $5,000 a day, every day on ads.
On ads.
Just on ads.
What's the return on those ads though? Like when are you doing it to mass market, or are you seeing some type of return also because?
No, you definitely see a return. But I believe like the reason why now is having a return is because it's all about social proof. So when you go to your page, if your page looks crazy and there's nothing like fake pictures on there, nobody's gonna take you serious. But if they see that you're out there hustling, you got real life people wearing the product, you got reviews, you've shipped out more than 100,000 pairs of shorts, they're gonna like really, know that it's legit.
Right, I see that. And now speaking to a part that I'm really intrigued about. So I see that you in high schools and interviewing kids and giving back to the youth. So when did that become part of? I mean, you mentioned it earlier, but when did that become a focus? Like, because I know you got. So for me, here's why I'm saying that. I got the NBA guys.
Yeah.
I tried to reach out to y'all earlier, y'all.
Yeah.
Catch me if you can, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I'm out of here.
Yeah, for real.
So what to say? Nah, but I always wanted to get these people. Is that purpose driven? Is it revenue driven? Like,
it's really purpose driven because even when I started Misery Loves Company, I wanted for some, I don't know how, I always loved basketball.
Right.
That was my first love. You
can ball? You can ball?
I be hooping. I be hooping.
you can ball, man.
I
do a lot. Man, I didn't even believe me. I went to the court and hit 6 shots in a row. He was like, no. I got it. They know me. Mid-range God. Whatever. We'll talk about it. But go ahead.
You see the play on baseball?
Every day he's balling out.
Yeah, well, not now.
Now.
Back then.
When we were kids. Yeah, word.
So it kind of went like 360 all back because I was such a big basketball fan, and now like my mind was just telling me you got to just make a brand for athletes, upcoming athletes, and things like that. So I always wanted to do that, and it was just like that was my calling, I guess.
Fire. Yeah. So now when the upcoming athletes, how do you now build these relationships? Because from being a customer to then make them a friend,
yeah,
I think that's a skill within itself. How were you able to do that?
It definitely is because, you know, shout out to my guy, Scoot Henderson. That's one of my closest friends now. And we all started, you know, while he was a junior in high school, just by me simply sending a care package just because I want to support up and coming athletes. They're dope. Not a lot of brands focus on them. Now I see a lot of brands trying to do this, but I've been doing this for 5 years.
For sure.
And this is what, you know, I wanted to do. But I genuinely respect the hustle that they go through. Like, it's not easy, the work that they put in.
Right.
I let them know that, you know what I mean? I'm natural, I'm open, I'm not expecting nothing back. I just literally want, you know, you to enjoy the clothes, and I see your journey.
Okay, now let's pivot really quick. Because then I also see not only athletes, I go on the gram, and there you are, giving Ashanti a care package. I'm like, yo, he's in the room opening up the joint to Ashanti. How?
Yo, for real. So when I moved to Miami, this was for about like a year. This was like 3 years ago when I first left T-Mobile, and I was like, I'm doing this full time. I met my guy, DJ Killer Touch, who's one of my best friends to this day too. He's a real genuine dude. He used to be D-Block's DJ, Styles P's DJ, and Jadakiss's DJ.
Shout out to D-Block.
So D-Block in the house. So he knew all of them already. So he told me, he's like, yo, you know, Ashanti's got a show at the Hard Rock in Miami. He's like, you should, you know, come through, bring some clothes. She would love it. I'm like, Ashanti? I was like, I love her, man. That's like my wife.
Right.
I'm not getting nervous, bro. He's like, don't worry about it.
Right. Shout out to Nelly.
Yo, for real.
You know?
This shit crazy. So he's like, yo, get everything ready. And you know, and I'm like, shit, I got to hurry up, do a hoodie, do a nice little package, a little box, a bow and everything. So I made the whole thing. And then he introduced me to City, who's her DJ, which we're real close friends with now. Awesome dude. He's like, bro, I got you. Don't even worry about it. You know, you come in the backstage with us before the show. I'm like, what? This time I'm new to this. I'm like, I never had this. I had a lot of dope athletes, but not Ashanti.
Right.
So I went in there, whatever. I met her mom, who's her manager, awesome lady. And then Ashanti walks in, and then, you know, I'm the only one that never met her. And then they're all hugging. I'm like, fuck, I'm here with the box. I'm like, what am I gonna do with this box?
What do I do here?
And then they're like, yo, and they introduced me. Hey, Ashanti, this is Crispy. And then she's like, Crispy, I see some of your shorts before. Yeah, I swear to God. She's like, that's pretty dope. And I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, well, I actually brought you something. She's like, no way. And that's when I gave it to her in the video on the gram.
That is fire, bro. You never know who's watching.
Yeah, I was shocked, bro. You never know.
Okay, so you mentioned something you alluded to, talking about Miami, right? Like when you moved to Miami, etc. When you moved to Miami, you were still working for T-Mobile.
Yep.
Tell me about the decision to move out there then, if you still had like the cushion you had.
Yeah.
This is what, year 3?
This is year 3.
And you're still not necessarily profitable yet. You go to Miami.
Yeah.
Because you need some type of breathing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And what makes you say, I'm not coming back?
All right, so I'm going to tell the story exactly how it is. So when I went to Miami, one of a guy that I knew, he wanted to get involved with the brand, Crispy. He seen that I was wilding out, going nuts with the posting and everything like that. So he also lived in Miami as well, back from New York, Miami. He was like, yeah, you know, come down. I got a shop, whatever, over here. You know, we could set up shop, print everything in-house instead of you printing other places, save some money. You know, come out here and we could do it. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go out there to see how it is in Miami, see if I like it, and then, you know, see what's going on. And I'd never been to Miami before then. Yeah, believe it or not, nah.
okay, it makes it even crazier.
Bro,
really,
I
bro?
didn't know nothing about Miami. Nobody. I didn't know nobody. No, nothing. But I just knew him.
Insane, dog.
I didn't know Killer.
Right.
Introduced me. I didn't know anybody at that time. So I get there, right? And as soon as I get there, I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, there's money everywhere here. There's people driving Lambos. There's people, Rolls Royces everywhere. I'm like, I gotta be around this.
That's Miami, for
I gotta be around. I'm used to New York, New Jersey. Like, I don't see that kind of stuff every day. But when I got there, I'm like, all right, this is where I belong, man. I'm about to go crazy with this. So he, you know, allows me to stay in the shop, okay? I'm gonna tell you exactly how it is. The shop had all cold water, ain't no hot water. There was a shower in there, but it was cold shower. It was no bed, no like regular apartment. It was like I'm staying on the floor on a mattress, and I'm in the shop. So I wake up, I go to work, I sleep, I go to work.
Wait, I'm not ready. So you leave, the shop is, so technically at this point, the shop is worse than the operation you got.
Bro, the shop is just a regular big garage warehouse, and there's really nothing in it. It's just a couple of cars that he had there, keeping the cars, whatever. But, he allowed me to stay in it's not a fucking apartment, but I leave my house, my apartment that I was here.
You leave your bed, bro.
I leave my child, my son, which was the hardest thing in the world for a dream that I wanted to make happen there, that I thought I was going to have the full support of, because he was the one with the money. Mm-hmm. I didn't have that money back then. Mm-hmm. So I'm going there, my T-Mobile job or whatever, making $80,000, $90,000 a year. The brand's not profitable. So I'm like, all right, I find myself just staying in the shop, in the warehouse. I don't know anybody at that time, 0 people. I got to give a shout out to my guy, Zach Blends, who became one of my best friends. He DM'd me randomly on my Crispy page and said, yo, bro, if you ever come to Miami, he didn't even know I was in Miami at the time. He's like, I'm a barber. I cut a lot of celebrities, athletes. He's like, just send me some shorts. I'll get it out to some people.
And wait.
Yes,
wait. And did you know him before?
No, I didn't know him from a hole in the wall.
Listen, I'm not here to preach the gospel, but if that ain't a higher power, bro, or emotion, like you gotta create, you taking these risks, a guy random, what?
It gets crazy.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
It gets crazy.
I'm quitting tomorrow.
It gets crazy, bro. So,
good.
Bro, it's still the first week that I'm only on vacation for 2 weeks. I only got 2 weeks vacation time. 10 days, if that.
Right.
I'm already on my 9th day. I have to make a decision. Am I going to stay in Miami and somehow figure this out, or am I going to go back to what I was doing and, move? I made a decision that I was going to stay in Miami. One of the hardest decisions I ever made. But I knew there was something more that I needed to stay and accomplish while I was there. So I called T-Mobile. I'm like, honestly, guys, I don't think I'm coming back. I think I'm going to get my 2 weeks. And they were like, why? And I'm like, well, I'm here in Miami. I have to be here. I don't know. I couldn't explain it.
You couldn't. And you could have transferred. Like, you could have said, I'm a transfer worker.
They're like, we could get you a store out there. I was like, I got to do what I got to do. I'm not going to transfer. I think this is
what's the cushion? Is there a savings account?
Nah, there ain't no savings.
This guy's fucking nuts.
There ain't no savings. Bro, I had probably like a couple $100 in the bank account. That's it. I had no savings. Just the brand was
right.
Whatever was coming in, but it was fucking barely anything.
Okay, I'm listening.
So I get there, right? And while I'm out there, like T-Mobile sent me the last commission check or whatever, so it was like $4,000.
Right,
so that's what I had.
Right.
So I'm out there. So my guy Zach Blends DMs me, and I'm like, damn, a lot of people DM you, talk a lot of shit, and like, yeah, we're gonna do this, we do that. I know this person, I know that. Most of the time they don't. He actually was genuine. I'm like, fuck it. So I sent him a bunch of pair of shorts, and he started giving out to different clients or whatever. And then I had told him, I'm like, bro, I actually moved out here to Miami. Well, it was really Fort Lauderdale, and he lived in Miami. It was like 40 minutes away. So he's like, oh, that's dope, bro. Let's get up or whatever. So I met him for the first time ever.
Are you talking about Zach Blend's short white barber that's official? Like, that's not him.
No. I know who you're talking about. That's Vic Blends.
That's Vic Blends. I'm over here like, that would have been. I'm like, that's okay. I'm sorry. I'm like, is that what you're talking about? Go ahead.
But he's fucking amazing.
Right.
So he's like, yeah, bro, come through, whatever. So we chilled a little bit. I went to his barbershop. I met him. And then, bro, things just started going crazy from there because he was Xavier Howard's barber from the Miami Dolphins. I went to his crib. He's like, yo, pull up to his crib, bro. I'm cutting him. You could bring some merch to him. That was an amazing fucking milestone for me. Bro. He cuts Haywood Highsmith, who's one of my best friends to this day on the Miami Heat. Me and him became super cool, bro. We would go to the Heat games. We would hang out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just an amazing time. He just introduced me to so many people out there, like, not just the athletes, but, like, his family and friends. Like, it kind of made me feel like I'm not missing home as much because I was able to talk to him.
Right, you connected,
even though he lived far from where I was at. But so yeah, I did that, and then that's how I met Killer Touch through the guy that was had.
And in the process of him doing all this, he didn't ask for like a piece of the company.
Oh no, never.
This was all straight on the
out of love, and to this day I couldn't like. I always tell them, bro, like, you really like are a genuine dude, bro, for doing this. Like, you don't know what the hell I'm going through. You don't know if I got what's going on, but you just did it because, you know, we just connected.
Sick.
Yeah.
And since you're in Miami, we gotta mention Ricky Rose.
Oh yeah. Right?
How does that come about now?
So
now so what I see is obviously you in the right spots now. You're meeting enough athletes, etc. But you know, athletes are one thing and celebrities are another. Well, athletes are celebrities, but those are different people.
It's a different, kind of thing.
Right.
So actually, before the whole Rick Rose, while I was out in Miami, I didn't know anything about Rick Rose. Like, I didn't know him. He didn't wear the shorts until recently. This was probably like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, so that's another story. I'm gonna tell you that right after this.
Dog.
So while I was running around in the warehouse, you know, sleeping on a mattress floor, building a brand, trying to get the brand out there in Miami, somehow I stumbled upon Sauce Walker. I don't know if you guys know Sauce Walker. So Sauce Walker, man, shout out to my guy Eddie Lampkin, who's one of my best friends to this day too. He played on Colorado, now he's in Syracuse. Mm-hmm. He's really cool dude. He's like, yo, my guy Sauce Walker, because he's from Houston. They're all from Houston. He's in Miami. You should pull up to him with some shorts. I was like, hell yeah. I put a package together. He was in downtown Miami with his Maybachs and his whole crew. I came through with the shorts. He was cool as hell. We were chopping it up, bro. 2 weeks later, he came about 7 Maybachs deep to the shop and came through while I had all my inventory there and fucking blew up the brand, like start wearing it to like concerts and shit like that. And like that was a huge thing, bro. My guy Sauce Walker.
Fire clams, bro. He locks everybody down. He's incredible.
Dope.
Bro, what are you feeling in these moments, bro? Like when the dudes pull up to the shop, 7 cars, are you getting this is why I came here moment? Are you overwhelmed? I'm crying inside right now, bro.
I was literally like
tears of joy in the inside right now, bro.
That's what was happening to me. Like I was like, I knew like there's a reason for this. I was like, every time something happens like that, I get excited and I'm like, you know, I gotta make sure things are right and everything. But keep in mind though, my whole production of my clothing brand was back in Jersey, where I get my printing stuff done and everything. So when I got to Miami, I got to change my whole print. I didn't know no print shops in Miami, and that's my livelihood. If I don't get these orders out, customers are going to be pissed off. So I had very little amount of time since I made the decision to find somebody that would print the way I want my shorts and stuff like that. So that was a whole fucking thing, finding the right person, like getting my designs. It was a whole big thing before any of that happened.
Who are you, dog? You know what I'm saying? Like, insane. Yeah. So when these all right, so now my question is, now the brand is blowing up.
Now it's getting bigger.
When does Crispy say, okay, I could buy a sandwich? You know what I'm saying? Like,
so, yeah, for the first, like, I would say 6 months, I was going to the little bodega that was near the shop and getting, like, little Vienna sausages or getting, like, fucking McDonald's. Like, people were there, we're going to dinner. I couldn't even afford a dinner in downtown Miami at all, bro. That's why I didn't want to go. So I was like, no, I can't go yet. You know, I'm busy doing this. Meanwhile, I didn't really have the money to spend on that. It was all going back to printing the brand and stuff like that. So the whole time I was in Miami, like probably up until the very last part of me being there, I decided that, you know, nothing's going here. The machines are not bought. What I was thinking I was going to do is not happening. This was a whole year away from my family. Right. So then I was like, I got to pick up everything in my car and drive back to Miami. Drive back to Jersey. So after a year.
I don't want to hear nothing. Shut up.
Word.
Who got an excuse? Who got an excuse, bro?
It's a fact.
Who has an excuse, bro?
There ain't no, you want some shit to happen, you gotta make it happen, period.
Bro, what?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. If you had I'm gonna pivot somewhere. Yeah. Do you feel if you had a mentor, all right, this process would have been easier? It could have been some turns made a little faster, some recommendations.
It would have definitely been easier, but then I wouldn't have gone through the struggles that I went through to make me realizing who I am today. So I don't regret that at all.
At all. So this is what I love about your heart, because even though you went through this, movie. This is really a movie.
It's a movie.
To me, I'm here in a movie. Like, I'm picturing you at the spot, meeting the athletes, etc.
Yeah.
So then say, you know, I want to be able to help whoever wants to start their brand.
Yeah.
not necessarily go exactly through what I went through. Tell me about that process, like now what you're creating.
Yeah, so basically, after I finally, picked up traction and the brand's moving in the right direction, I got some, capital I could use extra and stuff like that. I always wanted to, like, once I got to the point where I feel like I could help other people, because in order to help other people, I believe you need to be an expert in what you're doing. You can't just be preaching you're going to help somebody and you ain't never did it yourself. So
a lot of them out there right now.
There definitely is.
Shut up! I hate y'all.
Yeah, for real. There's a lot of y'all out there, but that's all right, because once you go through something, then now you're qualified to be able to teach about it. So I was like, I got to do Keep It Crispy, because if I could just like relate to what I've learned to help people get their brands up and running, because I get messages every day. Yo, how do I start a brand? I want to do this. How'd you get to do this? Like, how can I do it? And now if I could actually help you guys, that's why I started Keep It Crispy, which we're creating clothing brands 24/7. That's the slogan. And we're helping you build a brand. And this is specifically for somebody who has no knowledge about clothing brands. Even if you might have one, you need a little help. All right, we're there. We'll help you create the LLC. We'll help you structure the bank account. We'll help you with the credit. We'll help you with, the designs. We'll help you with the website. We'll help you with the marketing. A to Z.
What makes you want to do this, bro? Like, I already feel like you live a crazy life, and your time is like, to me, it still seems very, like, what's your time now? Like, that flexibility, because here's what I think, personally. If I know me, and I know you, and I came across this interview, and I have an idea to create a brand, I'm like, this is the fucking guy who's qualified to give me what the ups and the downs, but I don't know how much time that is going to be required from you.
Yeah, no, for sure. So that was a big thing before I started that, because obviously my main focus and my bread and butter and my whole livelihood is Crispy the brand.
Correct.
I wanted to start Keep It Crispy, but I also knew I couldn't do it alone. So me, and shout out to my guy, Sean Stevens, he's one of my friends too. I decided to have him come in to Keep It Crispy and kind of help me with building that part of the brand while I focus on Crispy. He could focus on Keep It Crispy, and we could do a whole conglomerate of things while I'm doing my thing. He could help me with Keep It Crispy, and we could have a whole team that is able to help people. Obviously, I'll be able to help as well.
For sure.
Here and there, and come in and give my perspective on things and where I think everything should be. But it has to have a team to do that.
Okay, so where'd you find this guy?
So this guy actually I met through the original guy that brought me to Miami. So I met a lot of people through him, even though we didn't work out. I did meet a lot of people through him. Killer Touch, which led to Ashanti, and then now Sean.
The other day, it was in my room. And for some reason, sometimes I think I'm a battle rapper and I can still rap bars.
Yeah.
This is my way of rapping, like potting or public speaking. And, it's simple, but bridges were not made to be burnt, bro. They was made for you to cross through. And you are a prime example, because if you didn't burn that initial bridge, bro, keeping that professional, clean, and sane, I think is magic, bro. And it's beautiful, dog, that you didn't burn that bridge, because
never messed nobody over, never screwed anybody over. I always did the right thing.
And honestly, what you were going through, like, not justifiable, right? But at times of desperation, you make moves or you take action on things that you're not necessarily proud of. How do you not get tempted to say, orders out here, can't make it, or finally use the bread for yourself? Or
imagine this, right? So it's, for a lot of people, it's tempting. For me, I just have a different focus that where I want the brand to be, and I know I can't get there unless I'm doing the right thing. But there's a lot of people. Imagine you get a payout of $50,000, and then the next day you get $30,000, and the next day you get $20,000, the next day you get $30,000. You see all that money in the bank account. Some of y'all guys over there, shady people, are gonna want to take that and run away and then screw your whole reputation up. It ain't worth it. I'll tell you that right now. It's not worth it. If you just keep putting it back into the brand, back into advertising, back into inventory, I promise you, when you least expect it, all of a sudden you're gonna be like, God damn, how this shit all pile up. And now, I'm able to make moves and do this and that. So it's hard to do. It's hard. You see the big things coming in, you're like, God damn. But it ain't all yours at the end of the day.
Right. What's the most fulfilling part about your journey right now? Like, what do you enjoy the most?
The most fulfilling, It just brings me like tears of joy, like seeing my son, tell his little friends, "Oh, my dad has a clothing brand. He got Rick Ross wearing his shorts. He got this. He got Scoot," because they're all basketball fans. And then actually seeing them place orders on my site through their moms and dads and wearing the shorts in school is the best feeling in the world.
Say, your son got the illest cool points, bro. Yeah. Instantly him like, yo, you see those joints I got on?
Yeah.
Rick Ross. So look, I don't know if we touched on Rick Ross now purchasing your order, but like, how did?
All right, so I seen Rick Ross like a couple of my ads, my photos of the shorts, specific shorts, twice. First time I was like, yo, that's fire. I posted them up, like, and whatever. I DM'd him, I commented, he never answered. So second time he liked it again. I'm like, yo, big boss, I would love to send you some stuff, to wear. I seen you like my slate. He never answered. Commented, never answered. I'm like, all right, how am I going to do this? So I told my guy, Zach. And Zach's like, bro, why don't you just send a pack to his house? I'm like, I don't know where he lives. I don't got his address. He's like, I got you. Somehow he got Rick Ross's address, a big mansion in Miami. He's like, I got the address, bro. He's like, go for it. I'm like, I don't even know what size he is. He's like, I don't either. I'm like, fuck, he might be an extra large. He looked like he about the XL.
Right.
So I put together a fire pack of all the shorts that he personally liked on my page. I sent the pack. I don't know what's about to happen. 2 months goes by and nothing happened. I sent them a note, like a handwritten note. Yo, I appreciate you, big boss. You're motivating. I hope you like the shorts. Nothing. All of a sudden, I wake up in the morning, I get mad messages like, yo, Rick Ross posted your shorts on the story. I'm like, nah.
How much time? From the time you sent it to the
I had like almost 3 months.
3 months.
Yeah.
Just got to plant the seeds, huh?
Uh-huh. He posted it twice. One time, you couldn't have asked for a better picture. The Shelby in the back. I was like, I woke up out of a dead sleep going crazy. I'm like, yo, this is wild, because Rick Ross, bro, is Louis Vuitton, Gucci. He can do whatever he wants. He don't got to be wearing crispy shorts.
So after that, did he respond? Like, did he get back to you after that?
I posted him up, and I tagged him on my personal and my thing. He liked the post, but he didn't get back.
Yo, Rick Ross. Good. He posted it. It is what it is.
I love you, Ross. If you listening, bro. So I got another pack
for you coming. So here's two more things I want to know. The design, all right?
Yeah.
Because here's what I think about fashion. Someone sees you, right? They see what you're doing, shorts, the idea. What stops the other person to say, well, I want to create the same similar thing?
Oh, there's millions of them out there that are trying to create.
You know what I'm trying to say? So like, I look, as soon as I get your ad, you know how Instagram works. I'm like, oh, there's a shorts that are similar. Now, I know you're building your brand, but what did that do for you initially? Were you the first start doing this, or like you kind of were inspired by other?
The very, very first to do the shorts was probably Eric Emanuel. He'd been doing it forever, for 10 years.
Okay.
But I never really heard of, I was never into real deep into fashion.
Correct. Which is the craziest part.
It's the crazy part. I knew it was cool. I know how to dress here and there, but I wasn't like, yo, I gotta get the latest sneaker. Right. I gotta get that. That wasn't me.
Right.
But I just had a knack for some odd reason, basketball shorts. Like, my focus shifted from that tank top that I created. Like, there's so many different brands out there. They create hoodies and shirts with stars and all this stuff out there. I don't want to be like that. I want to do something different. So I specialized in basketball shorts. And took me 3 years to figure out the perfect material, the waistband, the strings, how it's printed. There's a science behind this. It's crazy as it sounds. And now I've done over 600 pairs of different designs.
600 pairs of different designs. Yep. Is there yo, bro?
100,000 pairs shipped.
This thing started with tank tops and hoodies, bro.
Yeah. Just one.
So it's one. Basketball shorts. Now I'm finding the science 3 years later.
Crazy.
Insane, though. I'm lost for words.
It's wild. It's wild.
So is there a pair? Let me ask you a question. So you've done 600 designs. Is there a bestseller that you've seen that this for some reason is going very rapid and kind of just emulated from that? And when you figured that formula, how long did it take? Well,
the whole shorts formula, it was really, really popular 2 years ago. 3 years ago is when it really started. People mesh shorts and different designs and everything like that. But some things are fads. They die out.
Correct.
After a little bit. the mesh shorts ain't never gonna die out because it's always gonna be hot as hell no matter where you get.
Right.
Summertime, you go on vacation, whatever the case is. So there was like one design that really just blew everything out of the water, and that was the old school Cleveland Indians design.
I kid you not. Yo, no exaggeration, bro. So first off, I played baseball.
Yeah.
And we were the Indians.
Oh shit.
Swear to God. So when I looked at those shorts, I was like, yo, bro, that literally, I won a Babe Ruth championship, bro.
Yo.
And that year, we were the Cleveland Indians every single year. So when I would come to the game, I would come in my Cleveland Indians stuff first and then change to my Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
So when I saw that, I'm like, yo, bro, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Stood out to me.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how that's the one that was the number one.
I altered it, obviously. I put diamond grills in them.
Right. Fire.
But it looks
fire,
crazy.
please.
Yeah.
Yo, Christopher, let me ask you a question. If 10 years ago,
Yeah.
what would it, because you were also managing,
Bacan.
Right.
Yeah, my best friend.
In that time span, all right? Because I guess people, bro, you got to write a book.
Yeah, I have to.
You have to write a book, dog.
You're right.
10 years ago, if I sat down to you and said, yo, bro, you supposed to be in fashion.
I would tell you, like, bro, me? You think I'm gonna be a fashion?
Right. Like, how do you, and I guess my come from is, I didn't know I was necessarily going to be speaking in schools, right? Like, I know I was speaking in Omar. I know I wanted to. I didn't know how. But it was kind of tailored in that space, right? Yeah. I'm already speaking.
Yeah.
Like, kind of, and who knows? I might be an actor next year. Now, I don't know. Crispy got me. I don't know. I might be a basketball player. I don't know.
Back in the hooping.
Yo, Daddy, we out to the park after this. I'm going to show you what I do. So my question to you is for anybody who sets a goal, like, I need to be this person 10 years from now, because I was that person that thought by the time I hit a certain age, I'll be doing X amount of thing. And it doesn't really pan out that way. How do you stay focused, though, or not give up on necessarily the dream?
Well, I'll give you a quick story. When I was in Chase Bank, this was when we met each other. One of my main goals back then was to be one of the biggest bankers, the hedge fund, Wall Street, all that stuff. I always wanted to have money. I just never had it until things started working out. But I always had the vision, and I knew I wanted my purpose was bigger, whatever it was. I didn't know what it was at the time. So when I was doing the Chase Bank, I would look at different people's accounts that had high balances. This is a true story. 300,000 savings account, 2 million savings account. And I would do that every day. And I would Google network marketers, and I would see their accounts. Nothing maliciously. I wasn't doing nothing wrong.
For sure.
It motivated me internally. And I got fired for that.
I didn't know
I got fired for that because they're like, you're taking social security numbers, you have access to it. I was like, I didn't even think of that. I was just looking at the balances because it motivated me.
Wow.
And that like fire was still back then, it was still burning real like hard. Like I needed to get to where I wanted to get to. So that whole Chase Bank thing, they fired me from that. Then I found myself doing the whole DJ thing for all those years. And then, obviously after that, I did T-Mobile. But like in the back of my head, the vision was always, I always remember them numbers. I was like, damn, if I could only have, 100,000 in an account, like if I could make millions, like that would fucking be crazy. And I knew that, like I didn't know how I was going to do it. I knew I was going to do it some way or the other. But it's crazy because 365, it reversed because I was always into basketball. That was my first love. Never in a million years that I thought I would be in the industry of basketball like I am now with the athletes, with clothing, but that's how it just came about.
I needed to hear everything you said right now, dog. Like,
word.
Yo, Crispy, I thank you that I had this conversation before the world sees it, bro.
Yeah, that's
because wow,
no one's heard that before.
In complete awe, bro. If there's anything else you want the people to know about you, where do they find you, bro? I'm lost for words. Yeah. I have energy for a month right now after your story.
You know what I'm saying?
Up. No coffee. I can't wait. My man brought the merch. Can't wait to rock him. I'm going to use him on the court against narrative. I'm going to have to play my man one-on-one. You know what I'm saying? Like, something. I do this, bro. Is this something you to close us out, bro?
Yo, for real.
Close us out with anything you want. Where can they find you? Where can we find your merch? Stuff like that.
I mean, just to close it out, guys, like I whoever's watching this that, you guys want to be able to You might be struggling. You might find like you're working so hard for your dreams and nothing's happening. I'm gonna tell you this right now. If you stay focused and you keep going, consistency is the key. It don't matter if you ain't seeing no results. It doesn't matter. Some people it takes 10 years, 20 years. It don't matter. What matters is it's gonna happen when you least expect it. So you gotta stay fired up. Don't let no noise around you deter you. Don't matter what anybody says, friends, family, it don't matter. You gotta have a focus and just keep going.
And that's another episode of In the Living Room podcast where we learn, laugh, and heal. Give me a fucking hug.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
Jesus. Come here. Give me a fucking hug, bro.
Hell yeah.
Damn, dog.